Hi guys, Erty here, and welcome to the next episode on the SMB server. How are you guys doing? This is interesting. So I found out that one of the members of the SMB Tea Time may have come onto the server the other day and accidentally killed all the cows. Thankfully, we've got a couple left. I've just been breeding them up. Let's see if we can get if they're ready to breed again yet. Oh yeah, I also built this. So on the stream a couple of weeks ago, Iris and I put together a really derpy redstone thing just because she'd never done redstone before. And so then we built this, and then I kind of, it was over here. And so I've moved it over by one block and I've put all this in. I've also made it work with a tripwire, so if there's nobody stood in there, it won't be left on, because that's normally a problem. Like people leave stuff on. Blaze Farm is always getting left on and stuff, and it just causes unnecessary lag. So this way I need to do something about this block. This way the farm doesn't stay on. And then it's been stacked full of bone meal. So there's all these double chests, there's hoppers as well, plus the droppers. So yeah, we've got plenty of bone meal, and obviously we've got the bone farm. So yeah, I also put this button up here. I noticed a few times I would come up and I'd realised I'd forgotten to put the water on and then have to go back down into it. So this way water comes on, and yes, we can breed them. Good. Can we get this guy some of this to make him grow up quicker? Alright, so hopefully that means we've got another babby in there. That's good. Okay. So what are we here today? So let's have a quick recap of what's happened on the server. So this has happened on the server. There's actually more than we can see. I think it hasn't rendered that chunk there, but there's actually a whole another section of this thing. Then there's this little build on the left here, which I won't go into because it might be a spoiler. And then in the back garden we did something in the stream last week. It was me and Kimmy, Dwayne and Iris, and we decided we would do some stuff in the back garden. And Kimmy really wanted a witch, so we caught her a witch, and then we decided that it would be good if we set the witch on fire. So this witch will drink fire resistance potions and healing potions, and she will never die, which is great. So that's Kimmy's garden. Iris's garden. Now, obviously, she had the big jungle tree there, which she built the biggest tree. All this to sky limit. Each time it built, she'd break the top off, put some dirt down, and grow some more. But yeah, that's a monster. This is Dwaya's garden. Very pretty. She was having serious lag problems on the stream. If you don't watch the stream, you really should, because it is hilarious. The girls are the Sisters of Dork. That's their official name. Are hilarious when they get together. They're constantly trying to entomb each other, and yeah, Iris likes dying. She has the highest death count on the server so far. Yeah, so I haven't done mine, and Alan wasn't around to do his either. But I'm not going to do that today. What I am going to do is get some stuff together, and I will bring you guys back when I'm ready to work on the project we're working on today. Hi, doggy. Kimmy is so cool. So on the stream I gave Kimmy 4 stacks of quartz ores, and she has been so kind as to provide me with 4 mending books, so that will sort me out for good. So let's put this. Thank you, Kimmy. So the project we're going to be working on today is this building here. So you may have noticed, if you look up here, looks like all the windows have been blocked up, and they have. So I had a chat with Eccentric, and he said that it would be cool for me to build a mob farm inside the tower, because the tower's kind of there for him to get access to his blimp base up here. And it just seemed like is this bridge? Oh, this is nice. This is a nice bridge. I don't know who created this, but it's nice. Liking that. Good way of getting across. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so he's created this building, which is fine, and he plans to rent out some of the lower levels. and that's all cool. But he said there's so many levels, it's unlikely that he'll ever rent them all out. And I said I've got an idea of something that I can use to use up some of those levels. That is a darkroom spawner, and he was pretty cool with that idea. So yeah, so we're going to build that in the middle here. Let's get some of these in, and we need to dig up to get to it. Actually, let's get some of these blocks in place first, and dig that bad boy out so we can see where the ladders go. So ladders go there. So let's one more and another one. Okay, ladders time. And oh, hello, I don't need that there. One there, one there, one there, and one there. We go. Okay, so what I've done is not on this level, next one. What I've done is I've blocked off all of the windows on all of the levels from this point up to the next thing. And I know it's not going to be the biggest spawning space, but what we'll have is like platforms on either side, and then this center section will be like a minecart elevator thing. And if you can see, if I can get on the ladder, that is. Oh my word, get on, shift on the ladder. Right, all the way up to the top is all the windows have been blocked up. And then we've got, like I said, spawning spaces, and they'll be like washed off into the middle, and there'll be like a drop shaft down to like a magma killing area or something, with minecarts running backwards and forwards. That's the plan anyway. So what I need to do is to finish building up this shaft. So let's get these blocks knocked out and work our way up. And I'll tell you what, I will crack on with doing this, and I will bring you guys back when I've got something interesting to show you. I'll see you in a bit, guys. Okay, so we're back. Now this top level needs to come down a little bit because I made a small mistake when I first did it. But that is actually the floor up here, which I didn't really want to mess around with. But anyway, so what will happen is there'll be this whole section is in one chunk, and that whole section is in another chunk. And I'm going to use water. So in fact, if you look at the chunk boundaries, you can see that like if the water is here, the dispenser is here, it can't get out of sync. And this one is, the whole of this area is in. And to be fair, most of the collection system is also inside one chunk, which is great because it means you just don't have to worry about timing issues. So what will happen is, imagine this torch, there's a dispenser pointing down, and it will dispense some water, like so, and the water will flow. The water will flow on the platform as such, pushing all the mobs off. I need to put some. If I put a slab there, if I go back up and take that back out again, put that water back, it'll do something different this time. It's not consistent, which is annoying. So I've in my plan I put a thing there. See, now it didn't go. So like if it's there, if there's something there for it to flow onto, it won't flow, but if there's nothing, it will flow. So yeah, so I'm going to put a sign above that just to stop it from thing, but we'll put a slab there for the moment just to stop it. So the water will flow down here. This is going to be too high, and there'll be some redstone above all this, and then it flows down here. Let me just jump down. Drops down to this. Now each of these kind of greyish blocks, the polished andesite, they're going to be like a cobblestone stair, a cobblestone fence or something like that. The water runs along here, goes into the wall space, onto another cobblestone fence along there, drops down onto this one, which will be a cobblestone fence, and that will then be, that block is the same block as this block, which is where the water falls on from above. So we'll have layers after layer after layer after layer. You won't see any of the water from outside, and you'll have lots and lots of two high floors. So 1, 2, 3. Well, actually, hold on. So this is the top one. Yeah. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, and 17. So this will actually be the 17. There'll be 17 layers, and each layer, what's going on here? Each layer will have 25 plus 4, because there's 25. Let's turn these chunk borders off. Hold on. Well, no, that's not what I wanted. G. Right. Choke borders. That's what I wanted to get rid of. Okay, so there'll be 17 layers. Each layer will have 25 plus 4 times 2 spawning spaces. Wow. So that'll be 58 spawning spaces per layer. 17 times 58. Now, I'm not very good at math, but I do have a handy calculator in my pocket. So let's have a quick gander and see what that number is. That number is 58 times 17. 986 spawnable spaces for mobs to come along and make nuisances of themselves and such. So yeah, so that's a really cool thing. So I'm going to crack on and build a bunch of these layers. I'm going to try and do one whole side, get all the layers in. I'm going to need to go and get some cobblestone fences, place those in the relevant places within the build, and then put all these other slabs all the way around to kind of fill it in. But yes, you get 25, so 5 by 5 plus these extra 4 spaces. I need also a bunch of signs, so I'm going to need 2 per side per layer. So I'm going to need 34 signs, and I'm going to need, there's 3 cobblestone fences per layer per side. So 3 times 17 times 2. So 102 cobblestone fences. So I will go and get all of this stuff. 102 cobblestone fences, 34 signs, and I will bring you guys back when I've got all that and I've got a bunch of these floors in. See you in a sec, guys. Okay, so welcome back, guys. As you can see, I've done a little bit more than I originally planned. It's been quite a few days since the last take. I've had lots of opportunities to play, but not the great amount of time to record. So you'll notice a few changes. The first thing, the shaft that was running at the middle is now gone. One of these sides, I'm not sure whether it's this side or this side. One of them is now the way to get in and out, because spiders were getting stuck on that middle shaft that I'd created. It wasn't great. We were losing a lot of drops, and of course the spiders were hanging around. They were causing other mobs to be delayed, being pushed off the platforms, and it was affecting efficiency. So we've moved that to the outside. It's still not going to affect what we do ultimately. We've also gone for 15 platforms rather than the 17 that I mentioned previously, primarily because we wanted a bit more space for collection and to make sure that all the mobs stayed in range whilst we were AFKing on the roof. So this is the redstone for the build. So we've got a hopper clock here, ether hopper clock, running into this block and this block over here, and when there are items in this side, we'll power this block, which will cause a 1-tick pulse to run through these repeaters and through this repeater, and it will actually cause the water to be retracted. Oh, sorry, to be put out and then retracted again. So let's go and retract the water on this side as well. And once the water is gone, we should be able to flick the lever, and you'll see it pushes the water out and pulls it back in again. And let's go and have a... No! Ow! Stupid. Ah. Mobs are going to be coming down in a second. Wow. Okay. I was a bit further forwards than I thought. Idiot. Okay, so let's get back up there. And we'll try not to fall to our almost death this time. All right, let's eat something whilst we go. I suppose at least we'll get some mobs. Oh dear. Right, let me get up to the top. This is slow. I'm looking forward to putting in mine carts for this. So let's jump down here. Now let's go a bit less. Right, so this should now be running. And we should start to see some mobs being pushed off. Let's see if we can see any. Come on, there's got to be some mobs down there somewhere. Oh, I can see a spider or a skelly or something down there. Hopefully it'll get pushed off in a second and we'll get to see it dying on the ledge Oh, there's a zombie down there as well. I can see a zombie. Does that mean water's going to be coming from the other side now as well? Come on, push it off. Almost there. One more floor. Oh, Skelly. What are they aiming for? Weird. Okay, so obviously those guys are on the lower floor, so they are actually shooting at me. Wow. Gosh, okay. Yeah, so they're down there. Any of those with armor that fall from a great height, or those that fall from the lower levels, will obviously die on the magma. And there's a minecart train thingy running backwards and forwards down there. And here are some more guys falling. And the water sort of comes out for long enough to push the mobs off without them, without the sort of pads being out of use for too long. So there we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go AFK and for a bit longer. I've already done some and see how we get on. I'll see you in a bit, guys. So I've just finished an overnight AFK session and I went down the ladder to have a look at the drops and noticed some witches' heads popping out. And oh my lord, look at those guys. Let's see if we can kill some of these guys off, shall we? I reckon we should. We have to do it from up here. Get some good arrow shots in. Oh, nice. Oh, I love that dynamic lighting. Oh, the fine is so good. Okay, so it looks like we definitely have a witch problem. It's going to cause a lot of lag, them drinking potions and all the particles and all that jazz. So we need to think of a way of getting rid of these guys, but I'm not going to do that in this episode. I'm going to have a think about it because we've already spent a few days recording this one. Closer to a week actually, and yeah, so I will see you guys in the next episode. If you liked what you watched this episode, then please don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't yet, click on subscribe. I will see you guys in the next episode when hopefully I will have finished killing these witches. See you next time, guys. Bye bye.